The hyaline cartilage is represented by the smushed bananas, the matrix is represented by the pepper, and the chondrocytes is represented by the sweet peas. As the cartilage enlarged, the chondrocytes near the center of the shaft begin to increase greatly in size. As these cells enlarge, the lacunae expand and the matrix is reduced to a series of thin struts that soon begin to calcify. The enlarged chondrocytes are now deprived of nutrients. Because the diffusion cannot occur through calcified cartilage, these chondrocytes become surrounded by calcified cartilage, die, and disintegrate. Blood vessels grow into the perichondrium surrounding the shaft of the cartilage. The cells of the inner layer of the perichondrium in this region then turns into osteoblasts, which will be represented by the corn, and then begins to proceed a thin layer of bone around the shaft of the cartilage, which is represented by the noodles. The perichondrium is now technically a periceptrum because it covers the bone rather than the cartilage. While these changes are underway, the blood vessels, which is by the sour sponge, supply the peristome increase, and the capillaries and fibroblasts merge into the heart of the cartilage, invading the space left of the chondrocytes. The calcified cartilaginous matrix break down, and the fibroblasts differentiate into osteoblasts or replace it with spongy bone, which is represented by the pickles. Bone development begins at this site called the primary ossification center. While the diameter of the diaphysis is small, it is filled with spongy bone and there is no medullary cavity yet. As the bone enlarges, osteoclasts, which is represented by the sesame seed, appear and begin eroding the trabeculae in the center of the diaphysis, creating a medullary cavity, which is represented by the puff rice. The next major change occurs when the center of the epiphysis begin to calcify. Capillaries and osteoblasts merge into these areas, creating a secondary ossification center. And again, the osteoblast is represented by the corn, and it's going to be at both ends of the bone where the epiphysis is. Also, veins start to penetrate these areas to reach the osteoblast. The epiphysis eventually become filled with spongy bone. A thin cap of the original cartilage mold remains by exposed to the joint cavity as the articular cartilage, which is resembled by the peaches. This cartilage prevents damaged bone-to-bone contact within the joint. At the metaphysis, a similarly narrow cartilaginous region called the epiphysis seal, which is represented by the apples, now separates the epiphysis, which is the top region of the bone, from the diaphysis, which is the middle of the bone. And that is how the endochondrial ossification happened.